Hello students, good morning. Today we are going to start our poem Kubla Khan. In our previous video I have told you some informations regarding this poem. Now in this video we will go through its detailed summary. I will start from the very first line. In Zinadu did Kubla Khan a stately pleasure dome decree where all the sacred river ran through caverns measureless to man down to a sunless sea. So twice 5 miles of fertile ground with walls and towers were girdled round, and there were gardens bright with sinuous rills where blossomed many an incense-bearing tree, and here were forests ancient as the hills, enfolding sunny spots of greenery. Here in this first stanza, there is a place called Xanadu, Xanadu. It is a name of place. The Mongolian leader or the emperor Kublai Khan, whom we are calling Kubla Khan in this poem, he ordered his servants to construct an impressive domed building for pleasure and recreation on the banks of the holy river Alf. The holy river Alf, which ran through a series of caves so vast that no one could measure them, and then down into an underground ocean. Down to a sunless sea means down to an underground ocean. So they created a space with 10 miles. Twice 5 miles means 10 miles of fertile earth surrounded by walls and towers. And in it there were gardens with sunny little streams and fragrant trees, as well as very old forests with sunny clearings in the middle. But oh, how beautiful was that deep, impressive gorge that cut through the green hill between the cedar trees. It was such a wild place, a place so sacred and bewitching that you might expect it to be haunted by a woman crying out for her demon lover or satanic lover beneath the crescent moon. And out of this gorge, with its endlessly churning river, a geyser would sometimes erupt, as though the ground itself were breathing hard. The geyser would send shards of rock flying into the air like hail or like grain scattered as it is being harvested. And as it flung up these rocks, the geyser would also briefly send the water of the holy river bursting up into the air The holy river ran for 5 miles in a lazy, winding course through woods and fields before it reached the incredibly deep caves and sank in a flurry into the much stiller ocean. And in the rushing waters of the caves, Kubla Khan heard the voices of his ancestors, prophesying or predicting that war would come. The shadow of Kubla Khan's pleasure palace was reflected by the waves, and you could hear the sound of the geyser mingling with that of the water rushing through the caves. This was truly a miraculous place. Khan's pleasure palace was both sunny and had icy caves. Then, in the last stanza, in the third stanza, the poet is saying that in a vision, I once saw an Abyssinian woman, means Ethiopian woman. And what is she doing? She was playing a stringed musical instrument, and she was singing about a mountain, Mount Abora, which is situated in Ethiopia. Now, our speaker says that if I could recreate within myself the sound of her instrument and her song, it would bring me so much joy that I would build Kubla Khan's pleasure palace in the sky above me. That sun filled dome. Now he is describing what type of pleasure palace would be. It would be filled full of sun. Those caves full of ice, and everyone who heard the song would look up and see what I had built. And they would cry out, "Be careful, be careful. Look at his wild eyes and crazy hair. Make a circle around him 3 times and refuse to look at him." And what the people would say, they would say, "He has eaten the food of the gods, and he had also drunk the milk of heaven, and that's why he is in this kind of state." This was the whole detailed summary of this poem. In next video, I will paraphrase line by line explanation for you. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.